We saw a genocide take place in front of us for the past 2 years. We saw the Zionist state with impunity turn Gaza into rubble with no one saying anything. The Western governments were quiet, the media's whitewashing it, and the Muslim lands, the leaders there are quiet about it as well, are not really speaking. We saw Hind Rajab, the atrocity that happened to her. We saw Soul of Souls Reem and his grandfather Khaled be massacred. We saw that neighborhoods in Gaza turn into rubble. We saw that the Zionist state asked people to move from north to south and just bomb the people on the way going there, claiming that there was Hamas there or for whatever reason. We saw the destruction, so much destruction. But what happened now is we saw the Zionist entity and America, the superpower of the world, attack a nation that could stand for itself. How great was it to see someone being able to defend itself after all these years of seeing no one doing anything for Gaza? A nation that was able to produce its own missile capabilities and defenses under sanctions for 47 years. And to do to Israel what they did to Gaza, to some sorts, although it's heavily sanctioned in terms of what comes out, and they don't actually show what's happening. But the few images that we see is the rubbles being left behind. I know it wasn't like that at the beginning because the missiles that they were using was the old missiles, but 12 days, 14 days into the war, they started using the Sijils and the Khurramsha, and we saw something different happening there. What this did is, in the first time, is that actually united people from different countries and different faiths and different madahib. So you saw even within Iran, the Jews are supporting the Iranian government. You saw outside the Western world, the normal people supporting it. You saw some countries in Europe, like Spain, saying that Iran is on the right side of history, where this has never happened before, because no one's ever stood up and had the power to repel, and was able to actually control the oil that's going to affect. I mean, if you saw at the beginning, when Iran was attacked, Britain's Prime Minister came up and he condemned Iran for attacking the other regions. That was his condemnation. Iran's getting attacked, and he's coming and attacking Iran for attacking the Gulf states that were the American military bases. We saw the people prior to this were divided on the Shia and Sunni, or can they unite, can they ever be together? Now we see that's different now, where people are actually defending Iran, but not from a creed point of view, but from an Islamic point of view. I've never thought in my life I'll be able to see the Taliban of Pakistan coming to Iran and saying, we'll give you support. If America comes in, we don't need any weapons and we don't need any training, we have all of that, we want to come and aid you. We saw a Chechen leader come and say the same thing, saying that if America comes, we're with you, we want to come and support you. So it was a good relief seeing all this. But having said that, from Iran, the people themselves, they got united. I think everybody saw in the January uprising, well, it wasn't an uprising, the people demonstrated what happened in America, put more sanctions on Iran, so the Iranian rial collapsed. And it hit the people really hard. After having years of the value of the money of the rial going down, people from the markets, from the merchants came and started going on protest. The Iranian government said, yes, let's go and listen to these people, where nearly a coup happened by America and Israel harming the people, some of the people, and it turned into a bloodshed. And in 2 days, about 3,000 people were killed. That's what the Iranians say. But in the Western countries, they started making the propaganda of that. Started with 20,000, 30,000, 50,000, up to 90,000 people without any source. No source being given. Although Iran has published all the names, it's about 3,100. In turn, this unified a lot of the people in Iran. whereby before that, a lot of people do want a change of regime because of the economic sanction, the economic situation that people were under and the brutality of the government that was there. But this has now united. When you're getting attacked by a superpower, they're going to turn your country back into the Stone Age, or you're going to change the map of your country, people will unite from a patriotic point of view. There is support for the opposition. I'm sure in the West you'll see a lot of Iranians holding the Israeli flags, but these are the people who've left the country since the Islamic Revolution in 1979, and a lot of them are turning back. But the issue we have at hand is that although Iran is defending itself and is able to repel their enemy and not be subdued to America, because America ultimately what it wants is to subdue it from a satellite state into a subsidiary state so that they have control of everything there is. So, but Iran is fighting for its survival so that it becomes a regional power. It wants to control the Straits of Hormuz and make sure that to show enough, defend enough to make sure that another attack doesn't happen again. This is all good. However, we have to link it back to what Iran means. Iran by itself means a nation state that is going to ultimately look after itself. This is the same country, unfortunately, although it has a lot of Islamic sentiments. It's the same country that when it came to Afghanistan or Iraq, went with the interest of America and didn't actually go with the interest of what's good for the Ummah. It's the same country that defended Bashar al-Assad because they wanted to keep the alliance that they had. I understand from a nationalistic point of view, they want to have an alliance. That's probably the only alliance that they have since 1980, when the war happened between Iran and Iraq. But forgot what the Ummah needs. And the Ummah at the time didn't need a dictator that's brutally killing them. And Iran didn't help in that situation. So this is the issue that we're going to have. That although, yes, it was nice seeing all this for another Muslim country to be able to hit back, but ultimately it's a nation state, and by itself, it's not really going to help the Ummah move forward.